RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there is enjoying themselves. We're, of course, doing the next Agnes show that the next chunk of it, because I tried to break it into smaller little bite-sized pieces. Anyway, this one's about thought transmission, which was really the homework for the particular, that was like the whole point of what we were trying to do. And that's why that crazy first question of mine, where it just really doesn't make any sense, was really trying to lead me down this path, and I just didn't really know how to get the conversation started. So learning these things as I get further and further into this, I think I'll get better and better at that, is my impression, or my hope. That song was Adele, and I freaking love that song, man. It's a beautiful song called Send My Love. Thought transmission. I thought I'd keep it in the whole specific someone, but the same concept works for helping family members, helping all that stuff. So we talk a lot about it, get into it, and get some really, really good details on how the mechanics work, and just some little points and whatnot to kind of help you through the whole path. We'll be coming back here in just a minute to close out, so stay tuned, stick around. I love it. Hey, one other thing I thought that was really cool too, because I think we've gotten you in the plane. Well, you've done 4 times. I don't know. There's probably a little more juice in this story. Did I potentially jump?
I don't know where I was going with it.
Okay. Well, we got that then. We're good. Now's probably a good time to switch and get that damn gear in one way or another, right? This 2 crazy and organic nuts we are. Yes.
Yeah, organic nuts. That's it.
So the other thing that I thought was really cool is, and he talks about it on page 193, and this quote might even be worth reading. Hang on, let me pull it out.
What book are you on there?
This is the one that you told me to prepare for this one.
Oh, the Law and the Promise?
No, this is This is the Art of Believing, the
what is it?
Law of Thought Transmission.
Oh, prayer. Yeah, thought transmission. Yes, from Neville Goddard. Yeah,
I did my homework like a good boy.
Well done.
Yes,
it's a great chapter. It's a great chapter.
So there was a little part in here where it goes, a person who directs a malicious thought to another will be injured by its rebound if he fails to get subconscious acceptance of the other. As ye sow, so shall ye reap. Now, this made me think of 2 things. I mean, one, because people talk about like the controlling thing, and we talked about that on our last show, but it also kind of speaks to good thoughts. Like, good thoughts are the same way. Like, you send good thoughts to something that's receiving them happily, then that's like making it stronger and better. So, again, if you're sending out bad things too, like if you're thinking you're trying to control people for the wrong reasons or whatever the case is, these things are probably being bounced back on you, especially if they have no idea who the hell you are, or if they don't care, if they're not giving you power, if they're, whatever the case is. That stuff, from at least that was my understanding of that reading. But I also thought like the good thoughts part of it is pretty cool as well, and sort of profound. I was just curious if you thought anything about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think thought transmission is such a wonderful thing, especially if you're holding someone in a grander light, like say, I remember in one of Neville's books, he shared a story of a man walking along the street, and that man asked him for money and he refused him. And the guy keeps walking and he gets this really bad pain in his stomach because he feels the negative emotion of having refused this guy, and feeling obviously that, he was obviously a compassionate person and he felt guilt. So he meets this guy, I think, a short period of time later, and he's dressed up nicely. And the guy said to him, you probably don't remember me, but you refused to give me any money and to help on this particular day. And he said, I want to thank you for that, because if you had given, I would have continued to be begging and asking for help, and I wouldn't have helped myself. So it's like this guy, prior to meeting the guy the second time, he revised it to aid himself to let go of the pain in his stomach from the guilt. So he revises this guy, doing like seeing him in a nice suit and looking really dignified, and he was clean, and he revised it over and over and over again. So the thought transmission was, I'm holding this guy in a better light than what I saw him in. And then later on, he received the external 3D confirmation of that very thing. And I think, that's a really simple example of thought transmission. The guy, as you read in that reading, would have had to accept it, otherwise it would have come back. Now, if something like that comes back, it's not going to knock you out, right? Because it's still, a decent, wholesome, good feeling thought about that person. But it's like you can do that with so many different things. If you're trying to transmit, anything, someone's sick, You can transmit that you see them with glowing cheeks and that they're
Right.
energetic, and you can thought transmit so many things for other people or to other people, because I know a lot of people, and you and I have done quite a few conversations about having a specific person.
Right.
You can thought transmit to them
Yep.
that they that they love you, or that you sending them love, and that you both feel that you've got your own love going on and you've got a lovely relationship or whatever. As long as you're not trying to suck the love out of the person.
Exactly. But that's what's kind of
that's
cool.
where it gets distorted. That's
Right.
where it gets a bit distorted.
Well, that's kind of the part. I mean, I certainly don't want people to be concerned about what I want people to understand is when we get down these paths where we're actually thinking these sort of more negative thoughts, or maybe we're angry. So maybe if you're holding someone and you're angry, that can kind of be one of those negative emotions, and the thought transmission that goes with that can sometimes be counterproductive for what you're necessarily trying to do. So again, it's one of those things where everything that we're focusing on, we're projecting and out, right? And so if you're just focused on yourself and everything, and then it's really more just you're focused outward, right? So you're just creating manifestations for yourself. But if you're actually thinking of other people or things or other situations even, but let's stick with people. If you're thinking of other people and holding these sorts of negative emotions, they get that, maybe that body feeling, or they might feel some sort of, who knows how that will play out in them, but that thought transmission is being sent out for good and bad.
Yeah.
And that's not benefiting yourself. They also say stuff comes back, tenfold? So if you're sending out a bunch of crap too, that's another, and you get in cycles, I've found, where people are like, well, so-and-so always cuts me off. So it's like, well, just because someone else did, it's not an excuse to keep doing that behavior. Stop at some point and, be the bigger person, whatever.
Exactly.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you got a lot out of it. I enjoyed that one. That one was really fun, and it was all good stuff. The whole thing was, for that matter, just really, Agnes and I have fun. It's weird. It takes me a second to kind of ramp up, but once I'm going, I feel like her and I are really in sync, and I think that's just going to improve as well. We're going to be going out with a song that's like forever old as far as I remember. I was very young when this came out, but I loved this song. I had the single cassette tape, and I played the crud out of it, man. But it was the group's name is Lanier. The song is called "Sending All My Love."
Every move you make, day by day